Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield ship review. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Wagontrain, or in my case, the Wagontrain tree. So the number just denotes the stat increase depending on the level of the vessel. So the higher level you are in the game, the higher the tier the ship is. Aesthetically, the ship will be the exact same whether you find the Wagon Tier base or the Wagon Tier 3. The only difference will be, like I said, a slight increase in stats. So this one has a reactor of 27. If you find the tier 1 version, it probably will only have like a reactor of maybe 20. So just looking at it, it's clearly a mix of well, it's mainly tile, but it's got some Shroud Eklund pieces too. It's meant to be a hauler, very cool hauler. It looks like an armored hauler. The fact that the main cargo components are kind of hidden inside the pontoons makes me think that this is meant to be like a hauler that's goes in kind of more treacherous areas, which is really cool. Very cool design. So looking at these stats, it's got a fuel of 300, which is, I mean, it's all right. Fuel doesn't really matter too much. Once you're above like 200, you're kind of good to go. Allows you to jump further distances, obviously, without having to hop. It's got a hull of 1015, which is pretty decent again. Anything over like 1,000 is really good for like combat. Now, obviously, if your shields are down, you ideally want to get the hell out of there if possible. But those 1,000 shield will allow you to either get your shields back online or dodge long enough to disappear. It's got a cargo capacity of 3620, which is again pretty decent, pretty good. Not pretty decent. Anything above 3k is usually quite good. Now, saying that, I know you can make custom ships, like your own personal ship, and you can have like probably like 10, 20k cargo. But for a base game ship, that cargo is pretty impressive. So yeah, looking at the reactor, we got a B-class reactor, 27 power. For a B-class, it's not bad, but I would probably recommend upgrading the reactor if you plan on using this for combat. It's got a crew of 5, which is pretty decent. 27 light year jump range, which is quite good. This 3 off of max. 830 shields for a B class is really good. The max shield in the game is 1600, but that is a C class shield. So if you're staying the B class, you know, mixing a bit of speed with some survivability, it's pretty decent. And then we've got 2 sets of weapons. We've got laser weapons and ballistics, which are in the form of these turreted, 2 turreted on each. 1 of each on each side. So this ship cost me 270,000. Now, depending on your perks and what level you acquire the ship, if you find a Wagontrain 1, it's probably going to be a lot cheaper. In my case, it's 270, so let's purchase it. So I found this ship here in Paradiso. Paradiso is on the planet Parima 2 in the Parima system. Here it is here, and then there's Alpha Centauri to the left. When you come here, if the ship isn't here, I would recommend fast traveling to Sol and then going and landing on Mercury and waiting a day in game and then coming back. A day on Mercury is like 2,000-3,000 hours, which yeah, when you come back, the ship will have a ship inventory vendor will have refreshed, and yeah, the ship should be here. If it's not here, just keep doing that. It's just a little glamour shot of this side. I really like the aesthetic of this ship. It's very it's like that side. I mean, it pretty much looks like a Y-wing, if I'm being honest, a huge Y-wing. But it's still very cool ship design. It's the sort of ship where you could probably buy and modify it because it's got a lot of area, like surface on the top and bottom for turrets. But yeah, let's hop inside. So entryway is on the left or right, depending on where you're looking at it. A Iio entryway. This is going to be cool. I'm expecting this to be all one level, which really unique. So you've got it. This is a Iio entryway, like I was saying. You can usually tell because Iio have these like really cool extended pieces. I don't know what they are. They look like fuel tanks, maybe chaff launchers. But yeah, let's board. Having a door is always a bonus. It keeps my joints from creaking. So immediately we are greeted by a Iio Computer Room, which is pretty nice. You got you can track how many tons of Aurora you're smuggling out of Neon, and then up here we have a 1x1. This is not a 1x1. This is an all-in-one berth, I believe. with a nice window out the starboard side. And then we have this little area going between. I really like these. These are very, very cool. They're not used very much on ships, but they make you feel like you're on a ship. And then past here we have an engine room, a 3x1 engine room, with 2 windows there and there, so you can see out. And then we have a door here which leads to the docking hatch and a 1x1 storage room. So if we come back this way, we just check over here for the rest of the stuff. If we come back here, we have another... No, this is a captain's quarters. Actually, it might not be. No, it might be a captain's quarters, might be an all-in-one berth. We'll do a teardown at the end of the video, so we'll know for sure. Yeah, so then if we come across this way, we have a little 1x1 storage room, which leads to the bridge. And then over here we have a workshop area, which is really nice to have on a ship, especially if you're gonna like use the ship as your kind of your base. And then we have I believe this is a science lab. This is a really cool science lab. Tayo are going all out with this one.
For you. Should you need
it's really, really nice. And then if we come back this way, this is where we were initially. We have an armory or a brig potentially. I'm assuming it's labeled as like a brig, even though, or it's labeled as one or the other, but yeah. Now if we come down here, we have a control room for your crew. So you got that extra crew space. Kind of cool that this is on the bottom as opposed to the top. It's kind of acts more like a CIC or a combat information center. The idea behind them usually is like you have like a separate section of the ship so that if anything happens to the bridge. Yeah, we're just going to come back this way and we'll check down here. And we have a... Are they the same? Okay. This is a... Oh, this is... I think this is a science lab as well.
Yes. You need something?
I can't tell if they're the same. They're clearly not the same. They are the same. Okay, I don't know why there's 2 of the exact same on top, but yeah, I suppose. Maybe you need to do extra work. I'd probably strip that second one out and put an infirmary. And then up we go on the bridge. So we've got that really cool Shroud Eklund Kontiki bridge. Amazing bridge. Really nice kind of like scenic view. Only downside, these seats. Your crew will sit beside you and they'll yap your ear off while you're trying to listen to your tunes or communicate with pirates. But yeah, let's take this ship off. It's really, really cool design. You could definitely, like, I could see you grabbing this ship just to modify it. Kind of retrofitted, like do Millennium Falcon style. You know, it was originally like just a cargo hauler that they stripped and made into a smuggling vessel. It's got pretty beefy engines, but we shall put them to the test.
Red apogee, surrounded by stars and the
So just looking at the pips, we don't have a lot to play around with on this engine. So I have a perk that increases my engine pips by 5. So for the benefit of the review, we're not going to be worrying about that. So both weapons are turreted, so we can't fire them. We'll do a quick speed test. So it's got a base speed of 150, which is pretty decent. So that's usually the average of like a B-class vessel, but sometimes it can be slower depending on the components. It's got a boost speed of almost 600, 580 if we're being accurate, which is pretty decent. It's not amazing. I'd say it's like about it's about an 8 or a 9. It's not the fastest, but you know, it's not the slowest. Do a quick pitch test. Oh dear. Okay, this is quite slow. Not the slowest I've seen, but it's like a 4 out of 10. Do a yaw again. This is very slow. It's like a 3. I know it's only a B class, but you don't. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, this is not very agile, but then I suppose that's what you're paying for because it's hauling a lot of stuff. Okay, we're gonna go back to the planet now and do a quick teardown. Alright, so here we are for the teardown. So, oh, whoops, didn't mean to grab that yet. So at the very top here, we have a Kontiki B300 bridge from Shroud Eklund. really nice bridge. And then we have a Iio 1x1 top B storeroom, a Iio 2x1 top B armory, a Iio engineering bay 3x1 top B, and then we have 4 of these Nova cross passages, which they're pretty cool. I think Nova and HopeTech are the only ones that have these kind of passages. And then we have a Iio Science Lab top 2x1B. And then, yeah, we have a bottom science lab too. I don't know why you need 2 science labs. Extra science, I suppose. We've got a workshop 2x1 top B. That's not anything yet. And then on the other side here, we have a Iio all-in-one berth. All-in-one berth top B. A computer core 2x1 bottom A. A Iio captain's quarters 2x1 top B. And then oh, that's another landing gear. They're very deceptive. Let me just double check. Oh, and then we have the Iio companionway 1x1 top B with the extended port Talker 200 top by Iio. And then we have this shipbed 200 landing bay from Iio. Just making sure there's nothing else I am missing here. Your landing gear. Okay, so that's all the landing gear. So weapon-wise, it has 2 of these Scorch P 600 megawatt pulse laser turrets, B class 1500 range, 18 shield damage, and 4 power. And then it's got 2 of these Jishaku FERF rapid railgun turrets from Shinigami, B class 1250, 18 hull damage, 3 power. So weapon-wise, they're pretty mediocre. I would recommend upgrading to some particle turrets, just because particles are better for turreted weapons because they do damage to all. And then for shield generator, we have an Osiris 2030B shield generator, 830 health, which is pretty decent. It's not amazing, but it gets the job done. And then at the back here, we have a DC-302 fast ignition reactor from Deep Core, B class. This is a pretty abysmal reactor. I would try and upgrade it. There's a couple of 30 plus B reactors that I would work on getting. And then we have this RD3000 beta grav drive from Relodyne. This is pretty adequate. I wouldn't really recommend upgrading. 27 is more than enough. And then it's got 4 of these SA4330 engines from Slate Aerospace. They're only A-class engines, which is pretty interesting. Engine thrust of 15,240, maneuvering thrust of 3,200. We've got 2 of these M40 Ulysses HE3 tanks from Dogstar, 150 each, which is pretty good, more than what you would need. And then for storage, we have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these Stormax 50 cargo holds from Dogstar, giving us our 3,620 cargo space. And then, yeah, for the landing... Oh, there's a control station at the bottom. Whoops, my bad. Apologies. We did check that, though. That was the crew station I was mentioning, CIC. And then we have... for the landing gear, we have these Iio 4G pinpoint landing gear here. And then some more at the front. So yeah, just to go through this once more, just because I want to make sure everybody knows what's there. So we have the Kontiki B300 bridge, the Iio control station 2x1 bottom B, the workshop 2x1 top B, the science lab 2x1 top B, science lab bottom A, 4 of these Nova cross passages, Iio captain's quarters 2x1 top B, an all-in-one berth 2x1 top B, a computer core 2x1 bottom A. We have a storeroom, 2x1 armory top B, engineering bay 3x1 top B. We have the ship bed 200 landing bay from Iio. We have a companionway 1x1 top B and the extender port 200 docker top. So yeah, that was the ship. Pretty interesting ship design. I'd say it's one of the cooler ships designs. I could see you turning this into like a very cool combat vessel if you like were to take out the extra storage and just kind of armor it up, put some more weapons. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty cool ship. Let me know what you guys think. Will you be trying to pick this up, or would you prefer to stay away from the hauling vessels? Don't forget to subscribe and check out some of the other reviews I've done. Thanks for watching, guys.